Perfect. I just feel like I look so much more put together with a pillow behind me. Big jump. Okay, because these ears are just going to be in this. Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in a new house and I've been here for quite a while. That shows how long it's been since I have sat down and taken the time out to chat about books, and I've missed it, and it's time. It is time. So welcome to the new house, new view, same couch. So it's currently the start of May and I have read, I think 12 books so far this year, which compared to last year, I am failing. I'm still doing well. Let me preface, I'm still doing well, but I'm just not meeting my own expectations. I have, in the past few weeks, really knuckled down and tried to find the joy in it and tried to find the time for it in my day. And I feel so much better for it, and I love reading, and it's something that's such a passion for me. So it's something that I really need to put the effort into, I thought that it would be a great opportunity to take you with me whilst I start the new Emily Henry happy place. Now, I'm going to preface this and say I had no self-control and started the book yesterday. But I'm only about 10% through. I feel like really I'm 5% through, but it's just Kindle being a bit weird and saying that the first pages counted. So I'm a bit skeptical, but in saying that, I actually haven't read the blurb of this book yet. I went into this book knowing nothing. I know a little tiny inny weeny bit now, but not a lot. So let's read what this book is about. So first impressions of the cover. I vibe it. It's very classic Emily Henry. I love the pink. Not really sure if it's my fave out of all of her covers. I think I just have a fondness in my heart for people we meet on vacation. So what is A Happy Place about? Harriet and Wynne have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls. Except now, for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 6 months ago and still haven't told their best friends. Which is how they find themselves sharing the largest bedroom at the main cottage that had been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world, where for one vibrant blue week they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because the cottage is for sale and this is the last week they'll all have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan if you look at it from great distance and through a pair of sunscreen-smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best? A couple who broke up months ago make a pact to pretend to still be together for their annual week-long vacation with their best friends in this glittering and wise novel from #1 New York Times bestselling author Emily Henry. So first impressions on that, and based on the very first couple chapters that I've read, is that, well, actually from the first few chapters I didn't really get that this was going to be forced proximity, which, as we all know, is my favorite trope. It just tickles an itch in my brain, and I think that itch is the Beautiful Disaster series. I have no shame about it, and this is in line with that to a more lighthearted degree, but still. It's like giving fake dating, but in the weirdest fake dating, fake engaged, we're actually engaged, now not engaged, could potentially re-engage. So love that, that's different. First impressions, really wholesome friendships. We love a good story about friendships. You know, platonic loves of lives are something that needs to be written about more. So I love that. But yeah, that is all. I reckon we keep reading. That is all. I'm going to continue. Actually, I lied. I'm pouring myself a glass of wine because it's like a fun thing that I do. Like I should more, but I never get to do this. So it's like a fun little catch up, you know? Read a book, drink some wine. Anyways, okay, I digress. Just met for the first time in a flashback, and this has just reminded me why I love Emily Henry. Like, she does romance writing very similar to other romance writers, but I find the way that she writes is the slightest boy different so that I don't get cringed out by the fluffy bits. Like, I find the fluffy bits really endearing rather than like, give me the ick. I just love them. And like Win, he's so like suave and flirty and charming. And then Harriet is so clever and just like witty, but you know, tell someone how it is straight and will come back with all these like backhanded comments. And just their like chemistry already, it's 15% in. And like literally within I'm gonna say probably 10 pages, I got their chemistry and it is just spot on. It's so good. This kind of reminds me of the tone of the first off-campus Elle Kennedy book. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Deal Breaker. The one with Garrett. That's testing me. If that's right, I'm gonna be surprised. They're chatting about how they made these pacts not to date each other's friends. And they said, well, we're step friends now. And so they're just chatting about like, oh yeah, it's a good policy. And keeps things from getting messy. And Harriet said, it's dating Win, not an all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet, I say. Although from what I've heard, maybe for you, they're the same thing. He looks at me through his lashes and tuts. Are you slut-shaming me, Harriet? She says, not at all. I love sluts. Some of my best friends are sluts. I've dabbled in sluttery myself. Like, goals. So anyways, enough bloody gloating over Emily Henry. I need to keep reading this book. Hello. It is Saturday. I read a little bit last night before I went to bed, read a bit on the way to work. I'm now up to 29% and I have some thoughts, but I thought I would tell you while I'm doing my hair, and by doing my hair I mean probably just because I've just come back from the gym. So what are my thoughts so far? I can't actually even remember where I'm up to. I think they've just come back from the grocery store after doing their little competition. It's like the last I remember. And I'm just gonna preface this by saying that I think Win is now in my top 10 fictional hubbies, boy toys. I just love his personality. I love it. Like, he is so charming, and like just the banter between Harriet and Wynne is just like chef's kiss. Like, it is so good. And I'm sitting here like giggling to myself like a child, and it is so cute. I'm not really that connected to the rest of the friend group at the moment. Like, there's a lot of talk of sort of the internal politics of the friend group and internal clashes, and a lot of feelings that have been left unsaid. I don't have that much of an attachment to the friend group itself, so I'm kind of struggling to be like, oh, this is so emotional, it's their last, you know, time together. Because I'm like, this is the first time together that I've experienced, so I'm not really emotionally involved. I'm only 29% through, so yeah. Besides that, love Harry, love Wynne, faves. Can't wait for them to, in the flashbacks, smoochy smoochy for the first time. There's a lot of tension, and I love that. They've been like slow burn, like we're getting closer to each other. Ooh, ooh. It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and then in the last moment, like someone will be like, oh, gotta go to bed. So anyways, this morning, POA, plan of attack, is to make myself some breakfast because I'm starving. Read a little bit, clean my house a little bit. I don't know from there. See how it goes. Can we also just quickly talk about how disgusting my hands are at the moment? What? I look like I've got bloody sepsis or freaking, what's the scurvy? Is that the one on boats when they like lose limbs and they go black? Yuck, that's from the gym. Anyways, thought I had to share that. It's so rainy today and so cold, so I think it's a read-in. I think it's a reading in bed kind of morning. It's gonna make the most of being cozy, make the most of the weather. This is like prime reading weather. And I'm smart to walk away, but you're quicksand. This slope is treacherous, this path is reckless. So it is 12:48, still in bed. I've been like on and off reading. I'm up to 44%. So I've got 4 hours and 24 minutes left of this book. I've said it once before, I will say it again. I love Wynne and Harriet. I also love the name Harriet. Harry, like, so cute for a girl. It's very Emily Henry, very like people we meet on vacation, but to have the like flashbacks, like when they're like first getting together, they've just announced that they're together for the first time, and then seeing them now and like the tension between them. You can feel the tension between them in the past and the tension between them now, but it's a different kind of tension, but it just like builds and builds and builds. So it's making it fly by.
Just being clear, I had a nap. I was falling asleep. But I got to 50% in the book. I think all of my thoughts and feelings so far are still kind of in place. Like, I'm not really in love with Sabrina. I like Kimmy. I like Cleo. I don't really feel anything for Path. But Win and Harriet, it feels a little bit predictable at the moment, but is it a bad thing that I know what's happening and that I'm excited for it to happen? Like, it doesn't feel spoon-fed, but it feels like I know they're gonna get back together. It's gonna happen. This tension, these sparks, would not be happening if they weren't soulmates and meant to be. So I'm excited to see like what happened between them for them to fall out, and how they're gonna resolve that to be stronger and move forward, and whether they end up telling everyone. Apparently the last bit's really sad. Hello, it's now Tuesday night. I've kind of been like on and off reading for the past few days, mostly when I'm like on my way to work, coming home from work, right before bed, but I haven't really spent a good chunk of time reading since probably Saturday, really. I'm around 72% now, 73%, and I have some thoughts. As I've always had thoughts, but I have more thoughts. So a lot of the reviews, not necessarily reviews, but just comments I've seen trickling in since people have been starting to read the book is that a couple of people have said on one side that it's pretty predictable and that they didn't love that it was predictable. And from the start, I kind of thought they'll end up back together. It's very clear. They have such insane chemistry. I know that they have these like work situations and these things that just haven't been pairing up together, but they're meant to be. They'll make it work as they do in romance. But on the other side, I've been seeing all these TikToks of people saying like before reading
Happy Place by Emily Henry.
A Happy Place.
I'm so excited.
By Emily Henry. After reading Happy Place by Emily Henry. And it's them crying their eyes out at the end of the book. And I'm like, what's gonna happen? And I thought, oh yeah, his dad's gonna die and that'll be really sad. Like, I'm up to the bit and his dad's dead. And I'm like, not on that level of like, I could cry right now. I'm like, yeah, it's a bit sad, but like, not to that extreme. So I'm like, what's gonna happen? So I'm like, maybe are they gonna normal people this and like, spoiler, not end up together? I don't know, but I'm kind of scared. But anyways, love them. Keep getting like little tasters of them getting like together again, and then they're like, no, we shouldn't, no. I'm like, guys, shut up, do it. Anywho, I'm getting worked up now, so gotta go make my tea and eat some little biscuits, because why not? C'est la vie. I just read chapter 29. Emily, you, my dear, are a tease. Very emotional chapter as well. Very emotional. We just kind of ranted for a bit. It just kind of verbal diarrhea. Which, like, go for it, babe, you know. Give us some answers, but I'm suspicious. I'm not letting my guard down. Because I also know that's not the sad bit everyone cries at. So what is? Anyways, I'm at chapter 30 now, which is 77%. I've got an hour and 42 minutes left of this book, so I might read until 80% and then might get some sleep, to be honest. Getting quite tired. Hello, it is, oh my god, what day is it? Wednesday. That's scary. I have not touched my book since last night. I've actually instead been editing this video, but I thought it's about 7:30. I'm gonna make myself a tea. I'm gonna read a little bit. It's a bit Groundhog Day, but I promise it is a different day. I have washed my hair. I'm wearing different clothes. Didn't actually get to 80% last night because I got to a bit in the book where it was like 10 o'clock and I was tired and just like wasn't hitting the spot, so I stopped reading. So I'm at about 78, 79%. I'm hoping, keyword is hoping, I get to about 90%, and then I'm hoping because I get to 90%, I just go stuff it, I'm gonna finish the book because it gets really good and juicy and I finish the book tonight, but that's optimistic. So let's see how I go. Shit just got real. Chapter 31 is the beginning of the end. I hope it's just a quarrel and not the end of the friendships, but as Harry said, it's all out in the open now, so they can't find a conclusion and can't wrap things up without that being out in the open. So but Wally and I are gonna keep reading. And I have my tea. Oh my god. Don't know, Wally. I have decided that Emily Henry is probably my #1 romance writer, purely for the fact that the steamy scenes don't make me feel gross. Like, when you get to like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like Elle Kennedy, for example, like they are steamy, but like some of the words they say, they hurt me. Like it's like, did you need to call it that? Did you need to say it that way? Like, can't you just like allude to it? Don't be so, But Emily Henry, she just like makes it the perfect length. She puts it in the perfect spot in the book. She uses the perfect language and like the tension, the everything, the slow burn. It's just perfection. So Emily, you are my #1. And that's a big thing. I have read a lot of romances in my life. But I've got 1 hour and 10 minutes left in the book and it's only 8:08. So I kind of like finish this tonight, which is exciting. Read chapter 34, which is a normal people ending. They're just so perfect for each other. When he said, just one line, 4 words, we're out of time. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading because I don't know, it's gonna get worse. I'm done. I knew if I got to to like 90% that I would just like fly through the rest, and I flew through it. I have some thoughts. So yeah, normal people didn't happen. Calling it the normal people. Yeah, I mean, it was at the end of the day predictable. For a part of the book, I thought it wasn't going to work out that way, that I really believed that they were going to go off and do their own things, but that obviously wasn't the case. I don't know, I feel like I have mixed emotions. I think I really loved Wyn and Harry. I think that their conversation, their banter, their chemistry was just so spot on. I applaud Emily Henry for that, and that's something that she's always been so good at writing. After getting to the end of the book, I think I've got like mixed feelings on the friends and the friendships. I think Cleo and Kimmy, particularly Cleo, I resonated more with because I got more of their, not that you didn't get reasoning for Sabrina's actions and values and beliefs and things like that, but I feel like Cleo just felt more well-rounded and Sabrina felt really one-sided. And then Path could have just not been there and it wouldn't have made a difference. If he wasn't in the book, I don't feel like it would have been any different. Like, he didn't really care much for him, didn't hate him, didn't love him. I think because of that, like, it's kind of leaving me with a little bit of, not a sour taste, but like, it's not as memorable as something like People We Meet on Vacation, or, you know, a beach read. Oh, beach read, like that, like, is so striking. And I just remember getting to the end of the book and being like, this is all I'm going to be thinking about for a few days. Like, I just resonated with the plot. And I think that's my issue with this book. And what took off a star or two for me was that I didn't really resonate with the secondary plot of the cottage and the friendships. And I think, like, I really resonated with Wyn and Harry, but I don't know, it just kind of took away from it. And like the impact of it in the end wasn't what I was expecting. Like, all those people that were crying at the end of the book, not a tear. Am I a heartless bitch? Probably. So for that reason, I gave it 3.5 stars, 3 stars on Goodreads. I love Emily Henry. I will always be an Emily Henry stan. I will always pick up her books whenever they're released. I'm a Wyn and Harry stan. It's just this particular plot didn't do it for me as strongly as some of her other books. I think on a similar level to Book Lovers, I think they're in the same realm, the same tier, and like beach read and People With Me on Vacation are like God tier. But I love you, Wyn. Love you, Wyn. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this fun little journey. Yeah, it's been a ride. I feel like I was expecting it to go like this and it's kind of gone woo, 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 woo. If you haven't already, feel free to follow me on Goodreads. You can keep up to date with what I'm reading in real time. And also follow me on my Instagram. The link is in my bio. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.